We're starting off with microwave ready bacon. I love this bacon. Why? Because it comes in these bags that are sealed and they're ready to just go ahead and pop in the microwave. Super simple. You give them about 2 to 3 minutes, depending on how well cooked you like yours. I like mine a little crunchy, so therefore it's about 3 minutes for me. Now, when you're taking them out, be careful, the pouch expands and there's steam. It's super hot. It can burn yourself. I tend to put it right on a plate and then I open up the bag and then I cut the bacon once I feel like it's cooled down enough. In this case, I'm cutting it in some chunks so that way they're easy to digest and eat once you have them in your frittata. So these I'm going to set aside and I'll use them again in a minute. Let's start by heating up some olive oil. I prefer a non-stick skillet. And once the oil's heated for just about a minute or so, maybe not even a minute, maybe 30 seconds or so, you're going to add the pork chorizo. Now, I love this brand by Cacique because it is not like super chunky, like the ones that you would get like at the supermarket in the flat packages. And all I'm going to do now is cook it until it starts to break apart and it becomes almost like a paste. So you'll see as it's going, it's going to just dissolve more and more and more. It's just about ready. I'm going to go ahead in just a little bit and add more ingredients to this. So let's say about 2 to 3 minutes of just stirring it constantly. Next, we're going to add some chopped onions and some chopped red peppers. Now, you can use any color that you prefer, but these are the two that I wanted to use for mine. You can also add any other filling you'd like. So it's really fun to work with frittatas. I'm going to add in the bacon that I cooked, and I'm going to give it a quick stir. I think I'm ready to go ahead now and add my spinach. And I'm going to just stir it until the spinach is wilted. This looks almost right. Just a little bit more. Now that our chorizo mixture is ready, we're going to set it aside on a plate. Why on a plate? Because we want it to cool down faster. In 5 minutes or so, this should be perfectly ready to go and be put in the eggs without cooking the eggs the minute it hits the eggs. We're gonna make sure we flatten it a little bit just to make sure the heat escapes quicker. Now the oven has been preheated to 375, and we're gonna go ahead and mix our eggs and our milk together. Now I went with 8 eggs and about a cup of milk. Now that the chorizo mixture has cooled down, we're going to go ahead and put it in a frittata baking pan, or even a 13x9 dish will do too. We're going to spread it around the bottom evenly just to make sure that the frittata is, even everywhere when it comes to the main ingredients, especially because you don't want to miss out on a bite where there's no chorizo. You really want to eat this chorizo. Now we're going to go ahead and add the eggs over that. And we don't need to stir it or anything. We could just give it a little pat if you want to put any of the ingredients under the egg mixture. And we're going to go ahead and add our cheese. Now, I prefer cheddar cheese, but you can add any other cheese of your preference. Here, I'm adding about half a cup. And once that's done, we're going to put in the oven at 375 for about 40 to 45 minutes, or until nice and golden like you see right here. It is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I love making frittatas. They're one of my favorite breakfasts, especially when I have gatherings. Now we're going to cut the frittata in slices. You can serve them in slices, of course, but I have another trick up my sleeve. And what is that? Is that I love to save frittatas for leftovers. Like, for example, we're a family of 4. We can't eat all of that in one sitting. Therefore, I'm going to show you a trick in just a minute. But for now, look, it looks like a little pizza. A little egg pizza. And look at that. I love it. Here is my trick. I vacuum seal the leftovers, moist and gentle. That's the setting I use on mine. And of course, I have my resealable bags, and they're perfect. I put in the slices, one in each one, so that would be for one serving. And I head over to my vacuum sealer. I make sure it's perfect. I like to keep them all in the same direction. And I go ahead and I seal them. As they're sealing, I like to make sure I get rid of any air pockets that might be sitting inside the bag. And that's that. It's ready. Once I have them all sealed, I like to put it in a plastic container, stack them up. You're just ready to go ahead and take whichever you want, whenever you want. All you have to do is reheat in the microwave for a minute or two, and that's it. You have breakfast. And into the freezer they go until I want them next time.